Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
Looking for ore in particular, after ore in particular. And who is this for? A fine choice. Are you happy? Thank you. Are you happy? Thank you for... May I don't...
All right, so we might notice a couple things are different. I spent pretty much all day until now just doing some grinding, just chilling out, knocking out all the stuff that was taking a very long time, and I'm glad I did it that way because it was really boring to watch.
Yes?
So you'll notice that I have a little bit of progress on a lot of their jobs. I have most of the characters situated. Most of the bravery stuff is done. You'll notice a whole bunch of other stuff too. For starters, I don't have any creatures because I did all the grinding and I poached all the tier 3s that I could access and got all of the items that I could. I gave up on a couple of them, like the Araman for the daggers. It just didn't seem necessary since Theta's already got ninja blades. So some of it I didn't bother continuing. A lot of it I did though, like the dragons. I did not end up spending a bunch of time looking for Tiamats and behemoths. I wanted to. I've heard that they're not necessarily available until chapter 3, or chapter 4. But maybe that's true, maybe it's not. I don't know. Like I said, I didn't spend a bunch of time looking for it. However, I also de-leveled everybody down to 25, but they ended up growing a little bit after. So we're about 26 now. But we were all the way up to level 50. Theta was all the way up to level 51. She was way higher level than everyone else because she was doing all the poaching. So I was fighting a bunch of human enemies that had really high tier equipment.
Yes.
Right? So I was able to get a crystal helmet. I was able to get a luminous robe and gold hairpins, golden staff, thieves caps, black garbs. The defender I got from poaching the trees. I was able to get a crystal shield and a circlet, black robe. I did get the mithril gun finally from the ghosts. Come to find out, the picture with all of the poaching outcomes is outdated. This shows the 2nd tier and 3rd tier ghost giving you a mithril gun. That's not true, only the 3rd tier ghost does. But yes, we got a bunch of gear that is much higher tier stuff, like even the lambent hat, all kinds of stuff like that. Mustadio he has movement +2, and he mastered chemist, and now he's just chilling as machinist with throw item, mostly just because he doesn't really have anything else he needs for his support skill, and leaving him as a chemist with a gun, he just doesn't do as much damage. To be honest, even with the mithril gun, I feel like he's a lot weaker than I'm used to. You'll also notice every single person has a sortilege, if that's how you pronounce that. That is from farming, getting the common drop from the red dragons. I ended up getting a bunch of those, trying to get the rare drop. So I had a whole lot of common drops. I did also get the rare drop, but it's a holy lance, and none of us are lancers. What else? Honestly, Ecker didn't really change much. He wasn't really involved too much in everything. I was just equipping him and maybe upping his bravery a little here and there. She's pretty much the same. She steals and throws like she always did. Her skills are pretty much the same throughout. We can probably give her like attack boost instead of poach for right now. Letitia, so I don't know if we had her as a dancer at the end of last stream. We maybe did, but if not, she finished Dragoon, became dancer. I had a Cashmere from the poaching. She still has parry, mostly because the Cashmere gives her 50% parry. So that's pretty good to keep her alive, at least from the front. Plus, like I said, I made her a dancer, so she stays a lot further away unless I need her for speechcraft purposes. So she's pretty safe. Because she can stand at the edge of the map, and she can run away if need be. Gawain is a summoner, as you see. I think we put him as... I think I was close to putting him as summoner. I was going to get teleport. Oops.
This will work.
I was going to
I won't let you down.
let him get teleport, but I changed my mind. Yeah, I'd rather him have MP. But yeah, he just has Swift Spell, still has Auto Potion. And I think he got quite a bit more on item. He's not mastered, but he's got enough for it to be useful. He also has most of the he has all the first tier summons learned. He just has the second ones to go. Yeah, so that's him. Ramza's the same. He's just a samurai with dual wield. So he's killing it. He's got a lot of it learned. Agrius, I had her as a white mage, which actually I need to turn. I need to give her secondary back to white magic. She has most of it. Doesn't need Protector and Shelja just because everyone has it by default right now. She doesn't have re-raise, which is fine. But otherwise, she does have white magic. She doesn't have a better thing than counter tackle, and she still doesn't have a good support ability. So I'll probably want to give her those two things at some point in the future. But for right now, that's kind of where she's stuck. Especially with her unlocks. Like, she could really benefit from move +2. That's gonna take a little bit of work. I could start getting her that stuff now instead of just leaving her as Holy Knight. But I did get the Defenders, you see. Thing's so good. Honestly, parry would be better for her with 60%. Yeah, parry would actually be a lot better. So I don't know, maybe we'll try to get her that from the Night Tree. Yeah, she doesn't have it currently. Yeah, I don't know. I could turn her into an archer for now, though.
I shall redouble my efforts.
I have like a couple Artemis bows that I got from those high-level archers that we ran up against. Let's see here. Yeah, that's fine. She doesn't really need that. Just JP boost right now anyway. So yeah, we'll have her be an archer short term, very short term, just long enough to unlock Thief, and then she can get move +2 and keep tracking the rest of the way.
What is it?
Mustadio, I think I already said he mastered Chemist, so now he's just a great support character. So yeah. We are basically ready to go to the mining town of Goland, but we do have a couple errands to do.
Spirit. Who'd you have in mind?
So we can raise these two. Unfortunately, you can't use Agrius for these.
How long will you permit anyone use
But,
very well?
We'll go ahead and do this though. I did
Anything
a
else I can help
couple
you with?
of
Thank
them
you and
off stream, which I didn't really mean to. But it just kind of worked out that way. That's okay.
A warm welcome. That's the spirit. An errand's been... Right then.
'Twas a huge success. Though rarely was it plain sailing, we'll look back on it fondly.
The traveling minstrel Memiko recently gave his first performance in nigh on 10 years. After an extended creative slump, having once been a perennial fixture in Egros' nightlife, this show is his most spectacular yet. Over the course of several days, we rehearsed as his dancers, and our performance helped create a raucous atmosphere on the night, the likes of which Egros Tavern had never seen before. We later learned this was a farewell performance prior to Memiko's setting out on a world tour. We wish him all the success he deserves.
It just goes to prove that naught is beyond us when we put our minds to it.
Makes sense that she went since she's a dancer.
I'd consider that a job well done. Anything else? Come back.
Very good. I don't know if we have any other
Good day to you.
jobs.
Want to earn some
we
gil?
do. Okay.
What do you have in mind? How long will you permit anyone? Very well.
We'll just knock all
Will
these
that be
out.
all? Come back.
And it's a lot easier now since we don't have to worry about creatures filling our party.
A warm welcome. That's the spirit. An errand's over. Right then.
'Twas a huge success. Though rarely was it plain sailing, we'll look back on it fondly.
Several valuable tomes were stolen from the Garland Academy for the Magical Arts. According to witnesses, the thief was a man of some 30 years who escaped from the Academy's second-floor window before boarding a nearby ferry. Unfortunately for him, the ferry sank soon after leaving port, and we were able to raise the vessel and retrieve the books. The tomes were of no great monetary value, but the staff at the Academy were delighted to have them back.
You were wise indeed to choose.
I'd consider that a
I'm surprised
job
they were
well-
able to recover them from
They didn't come back.
underwater. Do we have anything
Welcome.
here?
Want to earn
Sure
some
do.
gil?
I did the second Frontier contest.
Who you
We'll do
sending?
this one as
How
well.
many days? Anyone? I'll see to... Anything else, sir? Thanks.
Let's run over here. We can avoid the fights. I tell you what, with the balance they did, they made encountering human enemies way, way more common. Even if you can't necessarily do the super challenging
A warm
battles,
welcome to you.
which is unfortunate if that's true.
That's the spirit. An errand's been... Right then.
Makes sense for
Tell us how
balance,
it
I
went.
guess. Even though there's so many other things in the game, they're still pretty unbalanced.
Forgive me if I come across as smug, but we completed the task expertly.
The Merchant Council of Dorder sponsored a third Frontier contest to locate a lost wonder. We also found the Chocobo Forest. That was the only thing we found on any of the jobs I did. The success of the first two events had drawn even more participants than ever before, and the atmosphere was lively. The search area had been extended even further, raising the difficulty once more, but this did little to prevent a third successive victory for our unit. We hope that our historic achievement will further invigorate the arena of exploration.
You were wise indeed to choose us for this undertaking. Be sure to think of us when such an opportunity arises again.
You are currently elevated? Is that so?
During the journey, we stumbled upon a location of great mystery. It was a sight I shall never forget.
Volgabard. This village is said to have been inhabited by an order of dark knights. While the fell blades of these knights lent them great power, they also cut short their lives. The order's numbers dwindled until at last none remained. Interesting.
Another ancient wonder, eh? Remarkable. Congratulations.
Nice.
Your standing as an adventurer has improved.
Let's go.
I'd consider that a Will that be all? Thank.
All right, let us check everywhere else while we're at it.
A warm welcome. That's the spirit.
Lorade Mining Concern.
Who's going? How many days will you? Anyone? Understand? Anything else? Thank you.
Unfortunately, it's a long way to run. So we're just gonna have to deal with the fights. Time's out, sorry. The answer is yes. What? Timed out. Oh, about that being somewhere in the other Final Fantasies, yeah. Got you.
Good day to you. That's the spirit. You've some... Right then.
The task proved a wild success, and pleased we are to have met your expectations.
The Lorade Mining Concern went bankrupt. That's funny that's called Concern. a concern. Went bankrupt several years ago just after striking Mithril, and their mines have lain abandoned ever since. According to former miners, a secret vein of ore was locked behind a door at the northern reach of the mine's deepest tunnel. Information in hand, we began investigating the shafts. As anticipated, the amazing tunnels led us to a door on the mine's lowest level. We cracked it open and were blinded by a bright light. Before us was hunched a ghost of a miner still chipping away at an enormous mineral formation. Oh. Funny.
You were wise indeed.
I'd consider that a job well done. Anything else? Thank.
All right, that's them. What about here?
A warm. Want to earn
Oh
some gil?
gosh, got a couple.
Who do you have in mind? How many days? Any? Understand? Anything else? Thank.
Looking for aught catch your eye? Would that come?
Welcome. Mike, want to earn some gil? An errand's over. Right then. Tell us how it went.
'Twas a huge success. Though rarely was it plain sailing. We'll look
The
back on
Dawn-
it fondly.
The Dawn Queen, a merchant vessel owned by Galesta Trading, sunk 50,000 domes into the Bay of Segista. And it transpired that a gift for the company's owner was on board. Moved by his assistant Halseka's admiration for his superior, we hastily raised the vessel. Upon recovery of the cargo, we were surprised to hear that Halseka had, in truth, been worried only for his job.
You were wise indeed to choose us for this undertaking.
I'd consider that.
Zero's Challenge. I recently reviewed the following note from Zero, a foul brigand who is terrorizing the locals. Dearest Viscount Barfire, I am coming to steal your riches. Love, Zero, the Master Thief. Please put a stop to
Who
his
are you
plans.
sending? How long will you? Anyone? Also, anything else? Thank. A warm welcome. You're interested? An errand's been. Right then. Tell it.
The task proved a wild success, and pleased we are to have met your expectations.
Zero had issued a warning that he would strike, threatening to take Viscount Barfire's assets. We waited in the courtyard of the Viscount's Main for the Master Thief, who is notorious for targeting corrupt aristocrats. But he infiltrated the grounds dressed as a guard and escaped our watch. We managed to corner him in the gardens as he attempted to flee with paintings, coin, and other valuables, but he disappeared in a cloud of smoke. Though Zero got away, he left behind a rare treasure and documents implicating the Viscount in criminal activities. We apprehended the Viscount and gave him up to the authorities, claiming the treasure as our reward.
Through our combined efforts, we've overcome the challenge and strengthened the bonds between us.
To add to our fortunes, we found this exquisite piece.
Messa's Musings, a fictional work depicting the life of the savior Messa. The book is badly damaged with only the introduction remaining illegible. The savior Messa.
Fine treasure you found there. I'd consider that a job. Need anything? Thank.
Cool.
Welcome. You're interested then?
Merchant's
Who's
Regret.
How long will anyone understand? Will that be all? Comebacks? A warm welcome. Want to earn you some new... Right then.
The task proved a wild success, and pleased we are to have met your expectations.
They say that faith reveals all things, but it seems this does not apply to Lost Wonders. The man who told us of the ruins in question, a merchant by the name of Bibbit, has faith only in money. When we told him of the site we had discovered, he ran from the tavern to see for himself. Mayhap he saw a profit to be made there. Who knows? We can only hope this whole experience will teach him that there is more to life than coin.
Through our combined efforts, we've overcome the challenge.
Furthermore, we uncovered a site of great mystery
Whoa.
and wonderment.
The Phantom Train became so known for its primary purpose during an ancient age of war. The transport of battalions of the ghastly enthralled, a race of artificial monsters. It is also called the Chariot of the Damned. That's the second time we've heard of the enthralled. I want to know which Final Fantasy they're from.
Another ancient
If
wonder,
any.
eh? I'd consider that.
That's pretty
Anything?
cool.
Thank you.
All right? There's not going to be anything here, but maybe in Gog.
Welcome. After aught in particular. May I? Don't be. Welcome. I await.
6. Interesting.
Welcome. Make yourself at home.
And 14, of course.
Of course. Will that be all? It's just anything else I can help. You're interested then?
Hey, Mez's Legacy, look at that. We just got the book, so that's awesome. A boat used by King Meza, the hero who saved humanity during the Cataclysm, is said to be somewhere at the bottom of the bay near Gog. Legend has it that the ship is packed full of the treasures King Meza received from the gods. It sounds too good to be true, but... So he knocked down the fee. That's funny.
Who's going? How many days will anyone else? Anything like that?
Yeah. It's so nice that you can flee now. Like, that's... That actually makes doing these, like, not miserable. Especially since you usually have to have an enhanced party, like a larger party, so that you can still
Good
fight
day
them.
to you. Want to earn some guild? Use some new... Right then.
'Twas a huge success. Though rarely was it plain sailing, we'll look back on it fondly.
We immediately set to work and succeeded in raising the great vessel. However, a cursory examination of the ship revealed modern construction. We later learned that the vessel belonged to the Estuar Trading Company in Gog. The tip-off was little more than a tall tale, but the traders were delighted to have found their vessel all the same. Though we had hoped for more, the experience was valuable in itself.
It just goes to prove.
I'd consider that.
Too bad.
Who's going? How long will you... Anyone? I'll see. Will that be...
Place is very full of enemies. Makes sense. Very high encounter rate.
Good day to you. Want to earn some guild?
Oh, look at that. We have a new one too.
An errand's over and done with. Right then.
The task proved a wild success, and pleased we are to have met your expectations.
We took part in the Go Clockwork Fair's assistance to the Gullifins Machinist Club. We were responsible for cleaning the itemizing of delicate components as well as general support duties. The Gullifins enter the competition every year and have received commendations for their skilled work, but had never taken first prize. This time, however, despite more participants than ever before in the contest's history, the Gullifins' complex machinery brought them the overall prize. The joy on Adamra's face was plain for all to see. That reminds me of Octopath 2.
You were wise indeed to choose us for this undertaking.
We were even blessed with this incredible discovery.
Excalibur! Let's go, dude! Forged in honor of the legendary sword Excalibur, although only a replica, the sword is extremely sharp and has served a goodly number of adventurers. Let's go, Excalibur.
Fine treasure. Congratulations.
If I'm not
Your standing as a
mistaken,
treasure hunter
we
has
can
improved.
actually get that
I'd consider that
as a weapon.
job
A contest for the month of Sagittarius. Good with your hands, able to fix anything, then prove it at the annual Go Artificers Contest.
Who you sending? How many days? Anyone? Understand? Need anything? Thank you.
Nice, we chased away all the
Good day
monsters.
to you. What'll
Yeah.
it be? You're interested then? Use some new... Right then.
Forgive me if I come across as smug, but we completed the task expertly.
The annual Go Artificers Contest was held in the Clockwork City. The competition tests the 3 skills required of any engineer: knowledge, manual dexterity, and technical skill, with the grand prize awarded to the team with the highest score across all 3 categories. Although we lost points in the clock building section, we made up for it in later rounds and achieved a last-minute victory. Nice.
You were wise indeed to choose us for this undertaking.
I'd consider that a job well done.
Whole bunch of JP for that one.
Will that be... Come back?
Nice. Okay. Now,
problem.
Gawain probably, yeah, made good progress there. Yeah, let's go in order. Something like that. And she can probably master this now. Nice. And she's mastered everything anyway. Sick. So, you weren't here for the very start. I did a whole bunch of grinding all day today. I got all of the poached stuff that I wanted to get, and I got a whole bunch of high-level gear because I was like level 51 on Theta anyways. She was like 15 levels higher than everybody else, so she was the poacher. So I ended up stealing a whole bunch of stuff from high-level humans. So I got stuff like a crystal helm, luminous robes, a gold staff, thieves' caps, Artemis bows. I did get the mithril gun from poaching. I got a defender for her. I'm just trying to get her up to move +2 right now as an archer. Yeah, and that's why we no longer have any monsters in the party. I didn't spend a bunch of time trying to get to trying to make those special fights pop up for the behemoth and stuff down here in Balius Tor. But from what I understand, it seems like they are probably only occurring in chapter 4. Either that or they're just incredibly rare. But regardless, and yeah, and then I de-leveled everybody to 25, 26. So everyone's nice and situated. Let's go ahead and drop a save right here so we can keep all of that stuff. Oh, yo, let's go.
These tomes.
Mrs. Musings. Ooh. Okay, hold on. Oh, it's not voice? Can't make promises, but I'll do my damnedest, sir. Blitzer, be on the lookout. Understood. We've come all this way. It cannot end here. Yo. The Gloria. Yeah, this is awesome. This beauty was passed down to me by my late father. He was built utilizing the most advanced technology of the time and has seen us through our most ambitious adventures, some of which likely qualified as too ambitious. The years of wear and tear eventually resulted in us turning her in for repairs. We had her fitted with enhancements. While on the outside, she remains the same. She is now a beast of a different nature. Yeah, we did not have these. The latest surge of innovations has allowed us to not only increase our output by 30 times, but do so on 1/10 of the fuel. The Gloria is our most trusted friend and ally. As our crew members who have grown tenfold over the years have come to say, she is the ship that will carry us to the skies of freedom. 1.5 decades have passed since I left my homeland of Valtheim behind. Despite my very best efforts, I've explored but a fraction of what the vast world has to offer. Beloved adventures, something I inherited from my father. It has taken me to many places and lined my pockets with gold and other treasures beyond compare. I both appreciate and am not thankful for the helicopter airship sound. It was never for material gain, however, that I traveled. My journey continues simply because I cannot rest until I find Calixthuan, the city of gold. I must accomplish what my father could not. A woman's distressed voice traveled through the voice pipes. Captain Rickson, please report to the bridge post-haste. What happened? I asked. We will soon be arriving at the Lincoln Island, sir. Excellent, I'll be right there. Quickly throwing on garments, I dashed down to the lower levels where the bridge was located. Thank you for coming on such short notice, Captain. Litzer's voice reverberated through the bridge's voice pipes. Litzer's our head of surveillance and operates our Magitech radars. Her main task is to keep the watch of the surrounding skies and the grounds below for anything unusual. Ah. Is that what you wish to show me? On the expansive seas that unfolded before us, I spotted islands the size of grains of rice upon the horizon. Yes, we finally made it. 3 years and 5 months have passed since we began this journey. I'm surprised I managed to get us this far. You got us this far? Ha! I'm the reason the ship stayed aloft for as long as it did. That is Hyman, our pilot, and this is Abdul, our engineer. Without their support, it would have been impossible to come this far. Congratulations, Chief! Cannon, our weapons specialist, entered the command room with a clamor. I first came across Cannon and Vathic, where we had stopped to refuel. He was being assailed by a group of men who had downed 1 pint too many. I stepped in to defend him, and he has called me Chief ever since. Shortly after that incident, I brought him aboard the Gloria to replace one of our artillerymen. As for his skill, let's just say he is improvising daily. It is a tad early for congratulations, Cannon. After all, this is just the beginning. What? Just the beginning? Ah, that's right. There's something I forgot to tell you. According to the notes my father left behind, Calixtlahan, the City of Gold, resides nestled amongst these islands, the Lenkum Islands. In the ancient tongue, Calixtlahan means man of gold. According to legend, it was the name of a king that once presided over one of the Lenkum Islands. It is said this island was blessed by the gods themselves, for their mountains abounded in gold. Calixtlahan was the one to begin excavating these riches. Through large-scale mining operations, he gained abundance enough to build an empire. The nation was awash with wealth. Everything from tiny everyday goods to luxury items was made of gold. This abundance, however, soon drew the attention of the Ronkins. We've heard of them before. The city that once flourished during the Middle Ages soon fell under their imperial rule. For so it goes in the child's fable, The Tales of the Moon. And where this narrative ends, my father's begins. In his notes, he describes what he learned about the City of Gold through his travels. Near the end of our journey, we landed at a small fishing village to replenish our supplies. There, I met a man at a local tavern who claimed to be Calixtlahan's last descendant. I was listening to him with only half-hearted enthusiasm since he was known as something of a fabulist in town. That's a great word. We should bring that back. Instead of calling people, like liars, like calling them fabulist or fabulist, as in they make fables, is really cool. After a while, however, the discussion took a rather interesting turn. Yeah, I agree. He told me that shortly before Calixtlahan was overtaken by Ronka, they sealed the entirety of their wealth within a pair of stone gates. 4 royal retainers, known as the Black Guard, saw the deed done. Each had something called a keystone, and they are the only thing that can now break the seal upon the gates. This seems very Final Fantasy VII. All 4 keystones must be placed into the lock, or as he referred to it, the cassive. Doing so will cause the stone gates located somewhere in the Lenkum Islands to open. Acting on a hunch, I mentioned to the elderly man that I had obtained something resembling this key from the Tower of the Dead. Upon revealing it to him, tears began to well in his eyes. Lalabib, he whispered. It was as though the word the people of Calixtlahan used to praise their god, slipped unconsciously from his mouth. Hearing it made my blood sing. This man was no fabulist. He spoke the truth. Somewhere in the Lenkum Islands, behind closed gates, the riches of Calixtlahan slumber. It is no doubt a treasure beyond reckoning. Yet it is not a love of gold that drew me into this pursuit. Generation after generation of seasoned treasure hunters have tried and failed to learn the whereabouts of this place. I simply hope to be the one to finally unravel the mystery. The road there is long and winding. Mayhap if I am unsuccessful, I will have to leave such dreams to my progeny, who will have access to faster and more streamlined airships. Thus, finding the City of Gold fell to me, his son. With rapid advances in technology in recent years, the power to achieve this dream is in my grasp. I see. Cannon, who was hearing the story for the first time, stared at me with a bewildered look in his eye. It was abundantly clear that he had been unaware of our true objective for traveling to the Lenkum Islands. While I am partially to blame for that confusion, I would be willing to bet good gill that Abdul also provided our artillerymen with some rather misleading facts. Yes, and it is a dream we have all come to share. Right, Abdul? Litzer? Indeed. Absolutely. Me too, Chief. Please, let me share. In that moment, the Gloria trembled and the alarms began blaring. Was that an explosion? Everyone to your stations. Litzer, learn where that came from. Yes, sir. I pray to the gods it's not them. Another explosion resounded, rocking the ship. It's really cool also that all this new music is custom made for this version of the game. Like none of these tracks were in the original, which is really cool. Incoming at 12 o'clock, Captain. Size and speed indicate a fleet of 4, nay 5, nay 6 battleships. They're of Palametian origin, sir. Your orders? We've heard that name before, too. Isn't Palamecia talked about in 12, or maybe 14. That name sounds familiar. The Pelmetian Empire is a military superpower that has gained control over more land than any other nation. They have been pursuing me ever since I made a wager with them. We will not be taken down, not today. Hyman, move us into the clouds ahead. They should obscure us for long enough to slip into the northern Neshla Mountains. Affirmative. Shortly thereafter, we ascended into the rain clouds above. With the arrival of airships, people began developing aerial combat strategies. Of these, cloud stealthing is one of the more difficult to master. Despite all the advances in technology, Magitech radars remain unable to track airships in clouds. It removes all visibility and is akin to disappearing into a smokescreen. The main disadvantage is that this maneuver only works when the sky is dense with clouds. Captain, we will soon be entering Isle of Neshlam territory. Excellent. Please begin our descent. Let's find a place to hide away on the western ridge. But it's from 2 and 9? Oh, interesting. Okay. I've definitely heard the name before. Isle of Neshlam. The Lankum Islands are located off the continent's far eastern coast. The Isle of Neshlam is the largest among them. Here, there are 2 primary settlements. In an alp to the west are sprawling farmlands where the people live in prosperity off the land. To the east, hugged by twin peaks, lies a bustling fishing village. We managed to avoid the Pelmetian warships and land amongst the island's western summits. After remaining aboard for a stretch of time to ensure it was safe to proceed, we made our way to Kaloon. Kaloon is the largest city in the west of Neshlam. There, we replenished our supplies and attempted to gather what information we could regarding the City of Gold. Is it true, Hyman? Unfortunately, it seems the road ahead is fraught with danger. As for the perilous adventure to which Hyman refers... Oh, okay. Got you. Is everyone back on board? Good. Hyman, mind explaining to these lads what you're talking about? Certainly. If you could all gather round and take a look. This is our current position, the western mountains of Neshlam. This is where we want to be, the cluster of islands where the City of Gold is supposedly located. According to the results of our investigation, there are a total of 8 islands, none of which are large enough for land and airship on. Which means the Gloria will need to remain airborne while we explore each island. I am unsure our fuel can last that long. Abdul interjected, brow furrowed. Our target is about 280,000 sectors away from where we are now. We cannot afford to take multiple trips there and back. So we will be unable to refuel while we are over there? Precisely. To quickly review our situation. The nearby islands are too small for us to make a landing, so we will need to remain suspended in the air during the duration of each visit. Considering the ship's weight, that would consume more fuel than any forward momentum would. We suspect Calixtwahan is located 280,000 sectors away from where we are now. It is not a distance easily traversed. Filling our fuel tank to the brim, we set off on what we suspected was the shortest route to our destination. Whatever it takes, we find our way back here to the Isle of Neshlam. The maximum amount of fuel we can carry at any given time is 16,000 HP. A trip from one island to another will consume 500. What the heck? Is there like a mini game within this? We should be able to tour all the islands and return to Neshlam on just 15,000 HP if we are frugal with our consumption. The following activities will deplete fuel: moving, hovering, damage to the ship, repairs to the ship. Please keep in mind there will be no place to refuel. The moment we reach 0 HP is when our journey comes to a permanent end. There are a total of 8 islands. 4 of them are regions that were once overseen by the Black Guard. The rest are where the treasures potentially lie, stashed away. Our first order of business, however, would be to find the 4 keystones. Without them, we would have no hope of unlocking the stone gates that divide the world from Calixtwahan's wealth. Oh my god. Well, hopefully I succeed. I already have a feeling I won't, but I hope I do. Listen, everyone, this trip is a dangerous one. We'll be exploring a multitude of uninhabited islands on bought time and limited fuel. Added to that, the Pelmetians are hot on our trail. There are also a great many other unknown factors that face us. If you want to back out, now is your chance. Do you still intend to join me? Captain, do you need even ask? Of course we're going with you. Aye, my heart flutters with excitement at the thought. Captain, I invested 3 years and 5 months in this journey. I would be a fool to quit at such a critical juncture. Let's get a move on, Chief. We've got treasure to find. I don't know what to say. Thank you, everyone. Now, let's continue full steam ahead. Sir! Oh boy. Within the next few days, we made it to the island where we suspected the city of gold once flourished. Upon our arrival, we gathered together to discuss how we should proceed. And that is where we are. We have confirmed there are 8 islands in this area. This is where the Gloria is, in this exact center of this circlet of islands. Let us refer to this as the central point. It will cost 100 HP to move from this central point to another region. We can proceed to one of the following: the northwest, northeast, southwest, or southeast. Each area has 2 islands. Moving from one island to another costs an additional 100. Oh, cool. Due to the storms, clouds that populate the sky, flying from the northwest to the northeast or from the southwest to the southeast consumes significantly more fuel. So moving east to west, or west to east. Okay, so what that means, once we go west, we don't want to go east again, if possible. So we want to do the east side first, then the west side. Each trip will cost 300. To avoid this, the best solution would be to return to the central point once before moving to the next island. While what you propose is efficient, what of us not being able to land? These islands are not too vast. We should be able to cover each of them in about one day. It'll take about 500 to keep aloft while we conduct our search on the ground. Roger, let us ready for departure. Everyone in position. Oh boy. Captain, we have made it to the central point. What would you like to do next? What is the... Do we want to check the Cassive? I feel like more information is best, but I feel like we already know enough info. And I don't know if this costs fuel. I think we're going to just move. Right? We would like to go north and then east. We'd like to go northeast. We have arrived above the Merzian Islet. What would you like to do? Explore. Marzian Islet. We descended on the Marzian Islet, hoping to uncover the City of Gold. According to our books, this was once home to the Lilliputians, a race of small folk. Yeah, that's kind of what I would like to do, yeah. The only difference is I don't know if once I do the northeast, do I have to return to the center and then go to the southeast? Probably. It should be okay still, though. They were a happy and peaceful people, that is, until the Calixtuahans arrived. As we were making our way back to the Gloria, I spotted a small sanctuary shrouded by trees. While decrepit on the outside, inside was a plethora of exquisite treasures. There we discovered a pair of enormous scarlet-stained doors. We had no way of opening them, so we simply left them be. That might be... that might be the doors that we need to open at the end. Okay. Neighboring island. It's because we are now... Yeah, Isle of Abronia. Thought there was only 2 in each direction. We've arrived above the Abronia. We should explore. Yeah, I thought it said there was only 2 in each direction. We descended upon Abronia, hoping to uncover the City of Gold. In times past, when man believed in the overgods, they searched fervently for the Isle of Abronia. It is here that the hallowed forbidden fruit could supposedly be found. As we were making our way back to the Gloria, I spotted a small temple hidden away in a cave. While decrepit on the outside, inside was a plethora of exquisite treasures. There we discovered a pair of enormous scarlet-stained doors. We had no way of opening them, so we simply left them be. Okay, that's 2 different doors we can't open. There's so many different islands. Yeah, we'll see, because now it seems like there's 4 in each area. So I don't know exactly. We'll see. I don't know if we can explore them all or not. Isle of Ea. We descended on the Isle of Ea hoping to uncover the City of Gold. According to ancient legend, this is where the first woman came into existence. Wow. 'Tis a myth of yore, originating from a time when men still believed in the overgods. In this era of technomancy, such stories carried over from the old world seemed like little more than fairy tales. As we were making our way back to the Gloria, a small sanctuary obscured by a cliff. The carpet on the outside, exquisite treasure, a pair of enormous cerulean stained doors. Okay, so the different color ones here. Okay. There's still one other one we didn't explore yet. Poseidon's Reef is closest to where we are now. Yeah, I'm not exactly sure how this is working now. It's not working quite how I thought it was going to, so we'll see. Poseidon's Reef. We descended on Poseidon's Reef, hoping to uncover the City of Gold. It's named after the god of the sea, Poseidon. Perhaps, however, it is the other way around, and the god himself was named after an ancient magical kingdom of Poseidium that once resided here. As we were making our way back to the glorious small temple. Yeah. Obsidian-colored doors. I know. Let's turn to the central point. Now we want to go, we'll check this. We have made it to the central point. What would you like to do? Okay. I'd like to move to the southeast. Okay, so we were already, because Isle of Ea and Poseidon's Reef is already here. So we already did the south. We already did the north and the south. Now we need to go west. So yeah, we like to go southwest then. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So it was already taking me in a circle anyway. The official name of this place is Valenvia Vinicius Island. Scrawled across the walls of a cave are the words, "Man does not live by bread alone." A quote inscribed by a warlord chief who's devastated the land and the island's people. So we're making our way back to the Gloria, small temple. Let's see what we got. I need to do Bow and Last Drug, yeah. There we discovered a pair of enormous cerulean stained doors. Okay. Cerulean again. And do Last Drug. I don't know what just happened to my audio. Hold on, my audio messed up.